Good morning. Welcome to this free live stream where I'm going to be reviewing some YouTube channels and some websites. If you are watching live, drop a hashtag live down below. If you're watching the replay, drop a hashtag replay. I am a minute late because there's a big church outside my house and it's 11 o'clock Pacific time. So it was ringing like 11 times. And I'm like waiting, like, come on, like finish ringing already because I don't want to start this live stream with those big bells. But now that's over, I'm really excited to be reviewing some channels, some websites today. Announcement. This is my last free session. I've been offering free channel and website reviews for over a year. I probably reviewed over 300 channels. I even collaborated with Kajabi. They reached out to me. We did a whole event to review some channels, and it's been over 300 channels. And I hit a point where I'm like, okay, these reviews are super valuable, so I won't always be offering these for free. There is one more spot. So if anyone wants to snag that, there's a form down below to fill out. But this is going to be really simple. I'm going to be reviewing the channels who submitted a form. So you have to register first so that I can see what your channel link even is, and also your website link. And then I'm just going to be reviewing those. If you're here, I'm going to be favoring you if you signed up. And as I'm reviewing your channel, like, feel free to interact with me. I could see the comments and we can go back and forth. So something's not clear, if you have any particular questions on anything, feel free to ask. This is very back and forth interactive. There's no sales pitch in this live stream. This is just free value. I think people need it right now. I think economy is going down the toilet. That's a different topic that we won't dive into, but everyone here, I just have a free invitation for you. Here, let me share my screen. Hi, Emily. Nice to see you. Hello, Catherine. Let me know if you're here, Elizabeth. So Elizabeth, I know that you registered as well. So again, no sales pitch at all. However, I do have a free event that I want to invite you to. This is a free 1-hour workshop that's going to be exactly a week from today, 11 a.m. Pacific time, next Wednesday. This is going to help you attract your next clients from YouTube, regardless of your subscriber count. And I truly mean regardless. You could be starting from square one, and I'm going to be walking you through a 3-step framework for clarifying your offer, building your funnel, and converting YouTube viewers into buyers. Completely free. It's going to be interactive. So again, we're going to go back and forth. There's a free live bonus Q&A session. And so, well, this timer is a little bit off. It should be exactly 7 days from now. I will fix that, but it's okay. I have a 3-step framework. It's going to be jam-packed with information, yet you're going to walk out with a lot of clarity and like a list of exactly what to do. So there's a link down below. Sign up for free. There's only a limited number of spots. I think right now we're at 18 spots left. So I will cut it after we hit a threshold, because I want in the free Q&A session, I want to give you like value. I don't want you to feel like a number among 50 people. I want you to get the help that you need. So grab your spot before that's taken. But without further ado, we're going to jump into it. So I see we have Catherine and Elizabeth here who registered. Catherine, I know you need to go at some point. Let me know if that's still the case, because if you need to run, I'm going to do you first. And then I'll do Elizabeth next, if that's the case. But Elizabeth was at my last workshop, and yeah, ton of value, ton of really good feedback there. So I love seeing all your pretty faces on Zoom. So that's why I like to do those, whereas now I can't see your faces, I just picture them. Okay, Catherine, you are first. Alrighty, I was just watching your videos, so let me pull up your channel, and then I'm also going to be reviewing waitlist.catherinebrownicott.com, and then I'm also going to be reviewing Magic Vibes Mastermind. Okay, so fun fact, I don't have good vision, yet I never wear my contacts. It's bad. I have a doctor appointment on Monday. Not looking forward to that. Different topic again. But I need it for the session. I'm kind of at a point where vision's pretty bad. Okay, so let me make sure you all can see this okay. I always have my phone up just to make sure I'm still streaming and not cut out. Cool, you all can see this perfectly. Beautiful. We've got Babes Unscripted. Everyone, if you are listening and you have an interest in woman empowerment, helping you to reach your potential, grow personally, take care of yourself, career development, feel free to check out this podcast here. There's a lot of value, a lot of good energy going on. I love this group here. I watched 2 of your episodes recently. Really good stuff. So feel free to subscribe, everyone only those who have an interest in it. If you don't have an interest, we don't want to confuse our algorithm here. But okay, so I have some pointers for you. Like I was saying, you have really great content. I love the energy here, and I could really see this being something where, like, I honestly imagine your avatar like putting on these podcasts and it shifting their mood. So maybe they had a bad day, they on the way home from work in the car, maybe they turn this on, or maybe as they're, cleaning the house, they turn this on. I get to see this being something that spreads a lot of light and good energy to people. Magic Vibes is under reconstruction. Okay, we will close that. So I won't review that. Thank you for letting me know that. That's why it's good when people are here live, so that we can go back and forth. Okay, so I do have some rooms for improvement. Now, everything that I'm suggesting is just a friendly suggestion. I'm never going to tell you have to do it this way. These are just suggestions because it's like there's a few gaps, and if we just close these little gaps, if we make a few tweaks, then we can better bridge that gap from someone being just a viewer to someone being a buyer. So that's my main expertise, is bridging that gap so that this is more than just a YouTube channel. This is actually a sustainable business, a sustainable brand that brings in some good revenue. First thing I'll say is that think of your YouTube channel like a house. Okay, let's use this metaphor. When people first visit your house, right, they're going to gain an instant first impression. Then they're going to decide, okay, do I want to keep watching? Do I want to stick around? Do I want to subscribe, invite my other friends? And they will if it's clear what you do. And so these elements like the banner and the profile photo are often people's first impression. So we want to make it crystal clear what you do right away. Babes Unscripted, you could like kind of guess what it is that you do. I could tell that this is a podcast of, I call them badass entrepreneurs, badass people who, are just sharing their thoughts on a podcast. But I think we could be more clear with a tagline. Let me just look at your comment here. You can review it. It's just that I'm reconfiguring it. Okay, that's cool. I'll open it back up. Okay, back to this. So what I recommend is that we have a banner. Like we have a tagline in the banner. So I really like what you have here. Oh, and another thing, everyone, those of you who are listening too, just as a reminder, so this little about section here, you could change it in your YouTube studio, and YouTube's going to show the first line of that about section. So we really want this line here to explain what it is that you do. And when I first look at your YouTube channel, I see some stacking of the same thing. So what do I mean by that? I see Babes Unscripted with a microphone, and then I look down, I see Babes Unscripted with a microphone, and then I look down and I see Babes Unscripted. And so I still don't know what you do. It's not like immediate. It's not like that. I have to use brain energy to try to figure out what you do. Like literally the brain uses up calories, and people don't want to use up brain calories. They want to just know right away. And so what I would recommend is I would type out a tagline and put it in the banner here. I like what you have here. Like you could put something like, by the way, everyone, empowering is like, I really like the word empowering, but when like certain words start to like become overused and then you start to like hear it everywhere, and then it kind of loses its meaning. Like in the last year with AI, unlock and unleashed were totally overused. And then they kind of lost their meaning. Empowering's kind of getting there too. You could still use it, but sometimes when people like hear it, it's kind of like they've heard that word 50 times already today. But regardless, if you want to swap up that word for something else, you can. But regardless, I like this tagline. You could even say a podcast celebrating. You could shorten this. Here, let me make this bigger. There you go. You could say for the banner, you could say a podcast celebrating strength, and you could get rid of one of these two words, strength and limitless potential of women everywhere. When I read something like this, of women everywhere, is your podcast really for women everywhere? Like, let's take a step back for a second. Women everywhere, like, is your podcast really suiting for all women all over the world? we've got like 8 billion people in the world, so that means about 4 billion women. Are they all going to benefit from this? I mean, think of different demographics, like all ages, all ethnicities, even all like demographics includes like all languages. So I think we could be more specific here of women everywhere, because I don't think your podcast is for a woman everywhere. It's probably more likely for, honestly, after watching a couple episodes, I could see your content really being for entrepreneurs or doers, people like women who are more productive. So maybe we can like clarify this, and that's going to help people know like right away what you do. Let me look at the comments here. Got more clarity. Gotcha. Okay, I just changed my coaching from empowerment coach to manifesting coach for that reason. Got it. Yeah, that's much more clear. The clearer, the better. And don't think just because you're being clear that you're not helping other people. So like I have family members who watch my YouTube channel, and they're not my avatar, but they like, it's like, so it's like I'm not excluding them, but they still like enjoy the content. So awesome. So I would have that tagline in the banner, and underneath it, you could put some like pillars. So imagine the banner with the tagline, maybe in one color, maybe black, and then maybe in another color below, we can have personal growth, comma, or that vertical, that like little vertical line, personal growth, vertical line, self-care, vertical line, career development. So that tells us more about what it is that you do. I love this niche, by the way. Unfiltered discussions, babes unscripted. Yep, the rest of this looks really good. I think you have a really solid brand here, but that little tweaking is going to go a long way. Okay, that's the difference between someone like looking at this, clicking off, or looking at this, subscribing, getting recommended your videos because they know what it's about. Okay, awesome. So let's talk about your content here. Let me look at the homepage first. Okay, so this one is for people listening as well. You could customize your home tab. In your YouTube studio, you can add in a trailer. You can make different playlists and change the order that they appear. And so what I would recommend is that this I'm talking to everyone here. It's better for shorts to be at the bottom. Why? Because we'd rather hook people into long form content so that we can increase our watch time. Long form videos build more trust, there's more engagement. So I would move this towards the bottom, and I would consider making some playlists. So you've got a good 56 videos already. What did we say before? Personal growth, self-care, career development. I would recommend having those 3 different playlists with those names: personal growth, self-care, and career development. And then every time you post a video, I would add it to its relevant playlist. Because think of your YouTube videos kind of like books on a shelf. People look at the thumbnail, they look at the title, kind of like a book cover, book title. And if you walk into a library, if there's all these books disorganized on the shelf, you're going to be like, oh God, you might not pick up any book. But if it's like more organized, you got a shelf that says career development, a shelf that says personal growth, then it's more organized. And when people land here, they're going to have a better user experience. So remember, everyone, all these little tiny tweaks that I'm recommending, they all, like, by not fixing them, there's like a big disconnect and a big gap for the user. Okay. I watched a couple of your videos, and I have some recommendations. First off, this is a technical thing. I watched this one, and it was really good. Energy was great, like I said. Audio, though. Audio. So you have 4 different women speaking, and the audio, there was one that was really good. I forget whose it was. I think it was this one had really good. Oops, keeps moving. Top right had good audio. Bottom 2 did not have good audio. I can't remember the one on the left. But I remember listening, like I was sitting here at my desk listening, and there was moments where I was like leaning in to try to hear. And then there was moments where it was like loud, and I kind of moved back. And I pictured someone listening on their headphones or in the car, and then like the audio like just changing when people are like switching back and forth. And it gave me a headache to think about that. I was like, man, like that's not a good like user experience. So This one's a little bit tricky because you have 4 people here. So there's a couple ways that we can adjust this. One is just post-processing. So you could use Descript. Descript, so, Descript, spelled like that, in case you want to know the spelling. Descript is good for fixing audio. They have you can look up tutorials on YouTube, but you can hit a toggle and it'll adjust the audio. You can invest in different microphones. Hold on, what do you do when you have people joining from different Zooms? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to come to the answer to. So, like I said, Descript is good. You could invest, each person could invest in the same microphone. You could all go to Amazon and all purchase the same microphone, because if you all have the same microphone, then the quality is going to be the same. And so there's very inexpensive microphones on Amazon. I mean, this one I have was more expensive, like over $100, but I have one over there, which is too far for me to grab. I have another one that was I don't know, 20 or not even 20 or $30. So you could find inexpensive ones that are decent. You don't need anything fancy. You don't got to go out and spend hundreds of bucks on microphones, but I just know you're going to have better watch time. And I'm just thinking of your audience. I don't know if anyone ever commented that, but I wouldn't be surprised if people left comments saying audio wasn't that great. So we just want to make best user experience possible. Another thing as well is, I think this one might have been an accident, but let's change this title. These titles with dates, let's change those, because that doesn't tell us anything about what the video's about. That's YouTube's default. If you upload a video and don't give it a title, it's just going to put the date on there. But let's put some keywords about what the video is really about. And this is probably my biggest suggestion for you. Okay. So as I was watching your videos, I noticed that the topic changed quite abruptly. So for example, in this one, you were talking about branding, and then you were talking about accents, and then you were talking about, one woman was talking about generational healing. And I get it, because you all are trying to be unscripted. You're trying to be raw, authentic, real. I get that. I'm not saying don't be authentic and real. However, the way that the algorithm works, and not just the algorithm, but human psychology, is that, okay, if there is a mix of keywords, then it's hard for the algorithm to recommend it to the right people. So if I made a video about, I'm going to use something random. If I made a YouTube video and I titled it brownies, microphones, and cars, okay, then see, YouTube knows what people's interests are, and they recommend the right videos accordingly. But if you give me a video that says cars, brownies, and microphones, YouTube is like, whoa, okay, well, we don't really know who to recommend this to, unless there's some rare individual who's really interested in all three of those. But it's just a very rare chance that when you mix the topics like that people are gonna stick around. So, okay. Yes, they should have titles. On my phone they do. So interesting. That's weird. Look at these specific ones. The ones that I'm looking at that say the dates, because some of them have titles for me, but maybe, I don't know, maybe you probably just need to go into your YouTube studio and update it. Okay. So that's my biggest recommendation. When I was first watching this video, was it this one or the other one? What was this one about? I'm trying to remember. This one was about dancing. That's what it was. This one was about different types of Latin dancing. And I was like, okay, I would have never guessed that this video here is about Latin dancing, because there's no keywords in the thumbnail, in the title. And so it's very, how should I say this? Okay, from a user standpoint, it's a bit risky to click on a video like this, because it's kind of like you're gambling your time. It's like, okay, well, I could be interested in this topic, right? Maybe I won't be. There's no indication on what it's about. Unless people really like you as people, they're going to click no matter what. But for someone like me who just, came across your channel, I don't know you ladies, in order for me to click, in order for me to say commit to investing 22 minutes of my time, you got to give me some context about what the video is about. Like, so putting keywords. So that's my biggest feedback. My biggest takeaway is when you're planning your videos, and again, I know you're trying to be unscripted, but I would really recommend that before you hit record with these ladies, you have a little bit of planning, like a basic framework. You can say, okay, ladies, this podcast theme is this topic, okay? We're gonna focus on this topic, and we're not gonna jump off on topics unrelated. So this one, if the topic was branding, you should just talk about branding. You could mention accents, maybe that one girl who had an accent that you all were curious about, like, you could still like mention that, but putting it in the title, we're just confusing the machine here. You see what I mean? And also the viewer, because when I see this, I look at it like branding, accents and future dreams. I just want to watch a video about branding because maybe I came across your channel and that's what interests me. And so I click on it and I stay throughout the whole video because it's relevant. You're staying on topic. There's a theme. That's going to help you title your videos, and it's going to help YouTube recommend it to the right people. So I hope that makes sense. We just need a little bit more organization. That's a good point. You can still have a structured podcast and be unscripted. That's a really good comment. Thank you, Mike. But yes, so, and with podcasts, the style is more like free-flowing, and it's good to free-flow, but just having some touch points. So maybe hypothetically for branding, you're like, okay, ladies, we're going to do a podcast about branding, and we're going to let's make sure that we cover these 5 things, like fonts, graphics, storytelling, so make sure to hit those points so that the viewer gets some value. We want the viewer here to not just be like entertained, because you all have very fun personalities. We want them to get like educated. We want them to leave with some value. So that's my biggest takeaway for you. But I mean, other than that, like, I think that alone is going to help you with the titles, and then it's going to help you as well with better thumbnails, because like looking at the thumbnails, like, I don't know the topics of any of these. If you covered up the title, I just see babes unscripted, real woman, real talk. But it's like, okay, cool, but like, what are you talking about, So once we focus on a theme, then we can put what the theme is on the thumbnail so that people, again, know right away. So this one would have something relevant to Latin dancing. And so, let's see, types of Latin dancing. What I like to do before like posting out a thumbnail is like I'll look at different thumbnails and that pop towards the top of search. And so in your thumbnail, you could even have a picture of like 2 people dancing, you could put like keywords in there, like you could have like more things like this. And I'm not saying you have to copy this exactly, but you can like use some of those elements in your own thumbnail. Awesome. Okay, cool. Another thing too, let's see here. Click on this one. Oopsies. Okay, so another thing too is, and you're kind of doing this already, I just want to remind you to always do it in your videos. As you're going through your content, just remember to refer people to these links and what value they're actually going to get. I think I was watching this one, and one of the ladies was like, oh yeah, like check out, she was talking to someone else's, she was like, oh, check out her, like what she's got going on online, check out this, check out that. That was good, but I think it was very like brief, not as clear. So just tell people like what to get. So for example, let's say that in your video, it's a good time to mention the Infinite Abundance Workshop. Like tell people like, hey, I have this abundance workshop. This is what's going on in it. Very similar to how in this live stream, I started to tell you about this workshop that I have, what you're going to get, what you're going to learn, when it is. You want to do that too for what you're offering. This is going to bridge the gap between this just being a YouTube channel versus this being a business. And your audience wants your value. Some people think, oh, like, I can't really start selling because I only have a certain number of followers. That's BS. That's total BS. If anyone here listening has that story, throw it out the window, because I've worked with clients with less subscribers than this. However, they positioned themselves as an authority. They had good offers that their audience actually wanted. And you can't underlook this. I mean, you've gotten over or close to 3,000 views on your channel. Picture a stadium of 3,000 people. You think if you made an offer to 3,000 people in a stadium, someone's going to take you up on your offer? Yeah, it's very, very simple math. Like if it didn't, then the math just wouldn't. What do they say? What's that new phrase? The math ain't math, and I don't know, something like that. People are saying now. Anyway, so it's from a statistical standpoint, it just makes sense. If these are the right people, so that's why topics are important. If you're attracting the right views and making the right offers, you're gonna make money. Period. Easy. If the funnels work, if all the buttons work, it's gonna happen. It's very, very simple. Okay, so just make sure in your videos that you're referencing these. I think these are good. Brenda's book. Where's the book at? So there's a little bit of a cognitive disconnect here. There's a little bit of a disconnect. So like this one, there's not, because this line and that line are like right on top of each other. But like this one, there's like a gap in between. And so visually, I'm like, okay, this link, like I have to use brain calories to think, okay, where do these links lead to? Look below this live stream. I don't think I could do it on here because I'm streaming currently, but look below this live stream and see how I have like kind of like what you have, like the name of what the link leads to and like a little emoji and then the link right underneath. I do that so that there's no disconnects. But okay, so I want to look at your pages now, because these are the pages that people are going to come to. So let's say you post a video on the right topic, you give value, people like you, clear call to action, awesome, they land on this page. Cool. That doesn't mean they're automatically going to buy. There's elements on this page too that we need to nail. And first thing I'll tell you is that this page looks a little bit, and again, this is feedback because I want you to succeed. I want you to do your best. This isn't like anything that I'm trying to be harsh with, but I think like the website looks a little bit like amateur. You know, like it looks a little bit like this text is just super big. We just got a picture here. And I just want to show you something. This is just a good like setup, like having a headline, video, text, button. Like here, like there's no headline, so I don't have like, again, I don't know exactly what this offer is. And then there's no video, so if someone like comes on this page, let's say I send this to my mom who never saw your YouTube videos, but I'm like, oh mom, you gotta check out this manifestation community. She's gonna click on it and be like, okay, who's Catherine? What is this offer? So that's why video increases conversions on a landing page by 80%. 80%. So having like no more than a 4-minute video, 2 to 4 minutes is good. Here, explaining what you do, it's going to be a game changer, and it's going to give you a more professional look. Because yeah, like that's the biggest disconnect. Some people might even click off just for that reason, because like what you have is good, but like just visually, like, you know, it doesn't look like super legit. Click here to join the waitlist, and I gotta scroll a lot to get to the bottom. So I think like what you have here is good. I think it could be like, I think it could speak more to your audience, because this honestly has a different vibe and feel and return on investment versus what we had on the channel here. Like if I'm a fan of this, I want to be part of a community that just speaks like boss babes, you know? So even having like a boss babes community where, you know, it would be cool, where people are on a Zoom with you they're hanging out with you, like getting value, masterminding, that would be really cool. But this is kind of vague. Want to create a life you love? Well, get ready to make that dreamy life your real life. Like this is too vague. You know, like we're not speaking to anyone. I could go up to, I see, I live in the city, there's like little construction workers. I could go up to a construction worker who's a man right now and be like, hey, want to create a life you love? You see how this isn't speaking to anyone, but if we call out like your audience and your avatar and the problems you're solving and the desires that you're helping people reach, then it's going to be like, yeah, because we're not trying to attract everyone. this goes to everyone listening. We're not trying to attract everyone. When you try to attract everyone, you attract no one. And quite frankly, do you want to attract? I'm picturing the vibe of your people here. Like, it's not for everyone. You know, like if we put all these different, and this isn't to be discriminatory, but this is just to say, okay, if we put people from different demographics into one Zoom room, and the theme was, okay, let's create a life you love. Like the ways that someone from different countries with different backgrounds, with different genders, the way that they go about that is going to be totally different. So that's totally not the goal. That wouldn't even be the vibe. So like this here could use a lot of work. And Catherine, like this event here is going to give you a lot of clarity. There's a 3-step framework, and in step 2, we talk all about building the funnel. Building a funnel is, there's a belief out there that, oh, funnels have all these bells and whistles of upsells and, you know, like pop-ups and email sequences. It can entail those, yes, but a funnel is just basically a process of leading people from your free videos to your freebies, to your paid community, to your paid course, to your most expensive coaching. That really is what a funnel is. It's a customer journey. So we can improve that just by tweaking this. So I can go on forever about this, but I'm going to invite you to the free event. Grab your spot, and then in the live Q&A, you can ask any questions that you want, so we can really nail that. In case you missed it, infinite abundance, unlock the potential and tap into abundance now. This one hits the mark a little bit more. I see all the women here, so I could tell that this is like a woman empowerment community, but we could still hit the mark better. Remember I said unlock is an overused word with AI? That is the case. Don't worry, 10 live, infinite. Yeah, same things I said before apply to this. Let's add a video. Let's be more clear on your avatar. This is very broad. Holy, this is a lot of stuff. Real estate, crypto, biohacks, self-care. I think we could be more specific here. We can honestly, I like the pillars that you had, honestly, on your channel. Oopsies. Remember the ones I told you to put on the banner? I think, honestly, those are going to work really well. Personal growth, self-care, career development, and you could even be more specific to specific kinds of careers. So, like I said, I could go on forever, but I need to I need to move on to the next person. I get so lost in the sauce with these that I don't even like look at the time and see how far, you know, it went. Okay, Elizabeth, are you still here? Hey, Mike, by the way, how's it going? If you want Mike, I do have another spot, just if you're interested. Let's see if you filled it out. Oh, you did fill it out. Cool. I only just started to focus on YouTube in January. Okay, Elizabeth, so that's okay. This review is for people of all different levels, so there's no judging here. There's no judging, whether you're starting out, whether you've been doing this for years. We don't judge people here by their subscribers. The fact is that you started and that you're on this journey, and I want to help you in the best way. Nope, Mike, you're not too late, but Elizabeth did submit first. So we're going to do Elizabeth, and then we're going to do you. These need to come back on. I can't see anything. I hit this point like probably like a month or two ago where I can't go without the glasses. I don't like it. It's okay. We will get through it. I just need more context. Elizabeth, I have your channel pulled up. Awesome. Let me pull up your website too, because I was looking at all this, and I have suggestions for you here. Cool. Okay. Entire screen. There we go. Okay, here we have Healing with Elizabeth. If anyone here is interested in spirituality and ascension, energy healing, check out Elizabeth here. She's got really good energy, a lot of wisdom, and really good videos. I was really impressed by your videos. You really do flow in your videos, which I was really impressed by. And I really liked the rawness of it. Again, I'm talking to everyone here. So there's been a bit of a shift in user preferences. So it was about probably a good year or two ago. So basically what happened from an overall standpoint is that like during COVID, people got really hooked into YouTube. And what really like sucked them in was like this retention dopamine editing where every 2 seconds the scene would shift. There would be all the, this text popping and flashing, like this high intense music. That a lot of that came from Mr. Beast, probably the most popular YouTuber. But about a year or two ago, people started coming out. Like a lot of people were like, okay, I'm sick of that. Like people were craving authenticity and wisdom, not this dopamine driven, suck my attention and rot my brain type of thing. So what I really liked about you, Elizabeth, was that you really showed that you could just pull out a camera and be raw and real, and people really enjoy this. In fact, people are craving what it is that you're doing. So I just want to like really reassure you with that there's people like literally looking for this type of content that's just raw, real, to the point. And I love it. I think it's great. I think your content is really good. And I have a few tweaks. Same thing as I was telling Catherine. There's a few tweaks here that all form little gaps that altogether add up into a big gap that is causing a little bit of a disconnect with some people. But overall, you hit a lot of the marks. There's just a few things here. Okay, so the first one is, and I'm kind of talking again to everyone here. So I don't know if you knew this, but cursive isn't actually taught in school anymore. I was actually the last generation in my grade, at least in my school, at least, to learn cursive. And even then, I probably never used it again. So cursive is, it doesn't work as well anymore. It's better to use fonts that are just clear, like, like, I don't want to say normal, but like fonts like this, because as I was telling Catherine, it uses less brain energy. When I first saw this, like, I was like looking at it and I was like, okay, what's like this G and this Y? Like, what's like, I was looking at it. And when I first saw it, I thought that this was some weird word because this Y is connected to this H. And then, of course, it clicked. I was like, oh, energy healing with Elizabeth. But there was just like a disconnect. So we don't want that. So I would recommend replacing this text. And I wouldn't just type out energy healing with Elizabeth. Like, I would spell out, like what can people like gain from this? Because people really go to a YouTube channel to either like solve their problems or reach their desires. And energy healing, like, what if someone's new to that? Like, it doesn't quite tell you what it is that you're doing. So I would use simple framework. Like, you could either say helping types of people to solve this problem. So I'm going to use Catherine as an example, helping women with career development, self-care, personal growth. What is it that you really do? What problem? It could even be something like helping you overcome anxiety and stress through energy healing, something like that. Let's see if we've got something here. Make this bigger for you all. Welcome to Energy Healing with Elizabeth. Here we create a sacred space for healing, awakening, and transformation. The power of energy healing, ancient wisdom, and spiritual guidance. This channel is dedicated to helping you align with your true self, raise your vibration. You've got an Aaron Dowdy vibe. If you don't know who that is, it's good to know YouTubers in your space. I haven't listened to Aaron in a long time. But Aaron Dowdy, let's look it up. Aaron Dowdy basically does that too. Look at this. Raise your vibration. Oh, where'd it go? Come back. Where'd the banner go? Hold on. It's glitching out. Okay. It's good to like model people like this. Like, you could check out his stuff later, kind of model his titles and thumbnails, but this is kind of the vibe that you have. And Aaron gives a lot of value, like, how to let go and heal, how to raise your vibration. What else does he got here? He's got like keywords like narcissists, because that's a key problem that people have with this. But he's got a good bio here, helping you become aware of who you are and your potential. So I think we could communicate some similar language, not exact here. So what you'll find here, energy healing tips and techniques. I like this. This is clear. insights on awakening ascension, channeled healings for alignment. Whether you're new to energy healing or seeker, this channel is your. I really like your about section. I think you really encompass what you're doing, how you're going to help them. But I think we can maybe go a little bit deeper into what problems it's going to help people. Like, you could even tell them, like, you know, if you are struggling to find your potential, find your purpose, if you're stressed, if you don't have direction in life, this is what's going to help you. So that's good to remember, not just for your about and banner, but just moving forward when you're creating videos. About changing energy healing. I'm just reading your comments. I thought about changing it to energy healing for a new world. Energy healing for a new world. Some people are going to hear that and they're not going to know what you mean by a new world. When people are experiencing a spiritual awakening, some of these terms aren't layman. Like they don't, like, they're new to them, so they haven't heard of like a new world. They don't know what you mean by that. Not that you're just going to attract newbies, but it's better to be like super crystal clear. So you could say something like, honestly, like for a better life, something like for a better life, or, you know, something related to them. I see you watch Aaron and Victor. That's good. You could definitely model them. But another thing I'll say is, and again, I watched a couple of your videos. They're really good. I really don't have any recommendations for how you're filming yourself. I think like even this is fine. I've worked with people who just film raw videos like this. But if I were to say anything about the content itself, I watched both of these in full. I don't know why this bar isn't full here, but one of them, like, there was no call to action. Maybe I watched another one, but I watched one where there was no call to action, and then another one, I think it was this one, this 20-minute one, where the call to action was just at the very end. So talking to everyone here, like, don't be shy when it comes to mentioning your offers throughout the video. You don't gotta wait until the end, because if you ever looked at like YouTube audience retention, let me show you retention graph. If you ever looked at audience retention on YouTube, it commonly looks like this. So if you wait till the very end to mention something, most of your audience isn't going to be around anymore. So what I like to do, and what I recommend for you, Elizabeth, is towards the beginning, if you have any free offers, this is a good place to mention free offers. Towards the middle, throughout the middle, or you could even do it again at the end, but I would mention your paid offers like more towards the middle. Doesn't need to be super salesy. You could even just nonchalantly mention it, or nonchalantly mention a client in your offer, or it could even, if you know, it could even be a personal case study of your own. That, and then after that case study, you can mention what you have, which we'll cover in a second. I'm going to go to your funnel in a second. But again, I'm talking to everyone here. You'll even notice, I know that this is a live stream, but pretend that this was like a long form video that I'm filming right now. One of the first things I did in the beginning was mention the free workshop that I have. Why? Because I knew that some people would probably drop off, maybe towards the end. Maybe they need to run, maybe they need to go. So that's why I mentioned it in the beginning. Here I am in the middle of this live stream mentioning it. So it's just capturing attention, and it's just a warm invite. You know, I invited you all. I said, hey, like, I told Catherine, I'm inviting you to this. So it wasn't salesy. It's a free thing. It's a gift. People love free stuff. So yeah, that's something I noticed with your videos, that we can have just more calls to actions. And this is probably one of my bigger recommendations for you, Elizabeth. I would adjust your thumbnails. Here, let me look at something here. Okay, so notice that your most popular videos have your face blown up. You see how your face is big? It's taking up most of the screen. Even this one, taking up most of the screen. Now, your least popular videos, you're very far. I can't make out your face. And we're also using the same picture many times. And so there's a psychology here where, like, if people can't see your face, then there's like less of a desire to click on the video. But like, look at this, when I see you smiling, I can see who you are. Like, it feels more personal, whereas here you feel more distant, and that's why people aren't clicking as much. Also, honestly, when I first saw this was my impression, and I only tell you this because because I love you a lot. I want you to perform the best. Like when I first saw this, like I see you walking like on top of clouds. It kind of looks like heaven. Like it sounds kind of funny to say because I know you're not trying to come off like you're not living on Earth. But when I first saw this, I was like, it kind of like if I were to guess, I would guess just from the picture that you're talking about heaven, which you're not in these videos. So that's what I mean, everyone. Like images, colors, branding can cause disconnects. I'm all for having all of you have branding that feels really great to you, having colors that feel awesome, graphics that feel awesome. But if it's causing a disconnect, like if I can't read your fonts, if I think you're not alive, like, like it's gonna that's gonna stop people from clicking, and we don't want that. So we want to like find that nice sweet spot where you like your branding and there's no disconnect with your audience. And then also too, I know that this little symbol is like your logo, but having the logo blown up here on the thumbnail isn't really accomplishing much for you. In fact, it's taking up space that otherwise could have been used to make this text bigger and easier to read. So honestly, I would get rid of healingwithelizabeth.com on the thumbnail because just links don't do good on thumbnails. This is a message for everyone. Because people don't read them and you obviously can't click them. It's better just to have it in the bio here, which you already have. And then we have to remember, everyone, that your thumbnail, most people are looking at it on a cell phone. So for you, if this is how big it would look for me if I was on my phone, actually a little bit smaller. I can't read anything except for these two thumbnails towards the top. These two, you did a good job in terms of like, I could read it. I could read energy. I could read just effing do it. But the rest of this, I couldn't read. I would recommend, Elizabeth, that you go back to these old videos and you swap out the thumbnail with a new one. This is just a recommendation. I wouldn't recommend this logo here. If you really want it, you can have it tiny in the corner. The main thing we want is for the text to be blown up. I think this right here was your best thumbnail just because like visually, like it's clean. Other than this little cursive here, other than that, like it's clean, it's easy. And gradients, like gradient is like when the color changes, like the sky is changing from blue to pink to purple. Those tend to not do as well than solid. You could even just tell, like looking at this thumbnail versus this one just like I could read it. I could see you. Like it's just more like I'd rather click on this one than that one. This one looks more, I don't want to say professional. It just looks more like clean, more preferable to click versus some of these other ones. I love your branding. I think it's beautiful. I think you should keep a lot of these elements, but just on the thumbnail, the psychology needs to be a little bit different because we're thinking about the users here, not just the algorithm. Okay, so curious about energy. I'm just reading some of these. I would study Aaron. You see how Aaron, we could see his text pretty easily, but I want you to notice as well, let's use this one as an example. Like, notice how his text and his thumbnail isn't an exact replicate of what's in the title. It just complements it. Heal and let go, how to finally feel seen, heard, and understood. He did a really good job because he's hitting a pain point that a lot of his audience has. They don't feel seen, they don't feel heard or understood. Heal and let go, like that resonates. So that's why people are clicking. Versus like when you have the same exact text in the thumbnail and title, it's like, it's kind of just like you're repeating yourself. They're not complementing each other. Whereas if you adjusted what's in the thumbnail, then psychologically we can lead people to clicking, because psychologically people look at the thumbnail first, read the text. If it's intriguing, they'll read the title and then click. But if it's just a repeat, it's kind of like we're not maximizing our chances of getting people to click. So I hope that makes sense. Man, again, I could go on for forever and ever. I do want to get to Mike. I'm still going to review your website here, but Elizabeth, I want to go deeper with you on the thumbnails. And at the free event, when I talk about step 3, we're going to talk about thumbnails, headlines, hooks. So I'm going to go way deeper in there. I know you're at the last one, so it'd be really awesome to see you again. Hopefully you can make it a week from today. But I want to give you some feedback on this website. You might guess what I'm about to say. We got this logo again, which is beautiful. But I think the logo would be more suited tiny in the corner. Tiny in the corner. And then this goes for everyone, because like the logo is beautiful, but on its own, it's not accomplishing anything. And I know what that's like, because recently I made a nonprofit, and I love my logo. I love it. It's like a phoenix rising above the earth. Totally resonates with me. But I know not to put that front and center, because when people land on my page, they need to know what it's about. They need to know, like what to do. And so honestly, this framework right here, I would recommend for you. Simple headline, simple video, button, directory. This is a nonprofit, so not totally the same. So in your case, still headline, still have a video, and then we can have a little directory. This right here looks very blurry. And this right here, and I say this out of love, it just doesn't look professional. It's very blown up, very blurry. Doesn't look like a professional website. If I didn't know you and I came across this, I'm clicking off. This looks good. If I saw this, that would be better with a different headline. But yeah, this is just like immediate disconnect. And then this right here, this header is a bit big. It's taking up like almost a third of the page. Keep it tiny. You see how here it's tiny, 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 like little inch. And that's it. We want that for you, because you even have it to where when you scroll, it sticks around. This right here, everyone, it's like little barriers to actually get people to your offer, which is down here. Deepen into your presence with Elizabeth. Good stuff. Okay, so this is a podcast, it looks like. And it's easier said than done. I feel stuck. Now I've got some problems here. This is good. You are welcomed here. Schedule your free discovery call now. It would be nice to know like what the discovery call is focused on. Let's see where this leads to. Starlight Healing. Schedule now. Okay, so this is free discovery call, and then I come here, schedule now for 1:44. If I saw that, I'd be like, come on, Elizabeth, I trusted you. Like I watched your videos, I came to your website, you're offering me a free call, but when I click on it, now you're telling me it's $144. What's going on? I'd be like, what the heck? So let's fix that. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I see it now. Free discovery call. Hey, Dulsa. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. So yeah, Elizabeth. So free discovery call. Honestly, you know what? No, Dulsa, you're funny, Dulsa. When you come in, you bring me ideas. Elizabeth, check out Dulsa's website, because you two are in similar realms where it's about awakening, spirituality. Look at what Dulsa's got going on. Simple headline, nice video, easy buttons, book, and then we have like a nice directory of all her offers. I see this breath of fresh air, clean, simple, to the point. I come here like little bit chaotic. You have a lot of the right elements. It just needs a little bit of cleaning up. I would recommend that directory, like I showed you here, and you can offer here. This is what really got me. You can offer like the 144, and you can offer like a free call, stellar healing. But you see how confusing this is? I'm so confused. I don't even know what you're offering here. Like I look at this and I'm like, okay, is the call free? Is it $144? Is it $88? Like there's so many options, and as a buyer, I would have no idea which one to click. I'm still sitting here a little bit confused. Well, I am confused about what this is. Everyone, when you give people too many options, they end up clicking nothing. Versus like Dulce here, let's say that somebody wanted a reading. It's like you click on it, 4 easy options. You see exactly what they're about. Easy. Whereas for you, it's a little bit confusing. Again, I get this advice out of a lot of love. Some people told me before, Ari, your advice was really harsh. And I'm like, I don't try to be harsh. I just try to tell you how it is so that you can fix it and not leave money on the table. I truly want this to be a sustainable business. And sometimes I just got to tell it how it is. So I know, Elizabeth, you understand that. Check out Dulce, everyone. Dulce's got such a great channel helping with animal connection, awakening, really great stuff. But back to Elizabeth here. I had repressed abuse, my true story. I'm just looking at this here. Yeah, we've just got a lot going on that can be cleaned up. It's a lot of text. Elizabeth offered help. You know, a lot of text. And then I think we can have like just more organization. Like we can have your own testimonial section, self-awareness and self-love. This is all like a lot of this could be good in like a separate about section. So using this as an example again, Dulce's got like a little about section, but then you click more about me, and then it's like we get more of the sauce here. Same thing for you. We could clean this up a bit. It's kind of like, okay, once you get through all that, and then we could see more services. But it takes a lot of scrolling to get to this point. So I just don't want you, again, Elizabeth, to lose customers. This should be at the top. And it should be more clear. There should be more guidance about which one people should pick. It'd be cool if you had like a little questionnaire where people fill out. And then once they fill it out, then it recommends them which service is best. Group promote healing on Patreon. Nice. You have group. See, I was going through your channel and your website for a while, and I just noticed this right now. This should be more towards the top. Don't be shy, everyone, with putting like offers like this closer to the top of your website. You can even link that here. Let's see if you've done it. Okay, good. You've got Patreon here. Good job. I take that back. You're doing it. Good job. FAQs. We've got another testimonial. Contact Elizabeth. Yeah, just more organization. You've got a lot of stuff here. It's kind of like, I think of it like baking a cake. You got all the ingredients for a good cake. It's just the ordering that we put it together, the ingredients could be a little bit better, because you know when you put cake ingredients in the wrong order, you don't quite get the cake that you wanted. You get something close to it, but not quite. So, man, I could just keep going on and on. I could really sit here for hours and just go through each of these pages, fine-tune each of these with a, what's that phrase? Fine-tooth comb. Energy healing for a new world. If I were to say anything as a last note, all of these pages should have their own video. And on YouTube, when you mention a particular service, you should lead them just to that specific landing page. If we're sending them just to the home page, oh my gosh, that kind of gave me a headache. If I click here, it's like, ooh, I don't like that move. I don't like movement like that on screen. If it just went to this page without that movement, you could capture more people. So, okay, Elizabeth, I know we covered a lot. I know we did, but other than all that feedback I gave you, I think you're doing really well. I think your energy has this aura and it's very attractive. And when people watch your videos and come here, when they're going to have a connection to you. So even though like you don't need to have a perfect page, because when people connect with you, when they resonate with you, they're going to navigate the website. As long as the buttons work to put in the credit card information, they're going to find a way. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep putting out YouTube videos even before all those tweaks are made. And when the right people find you, they're going to want to take it to the next level. They're going to schedule it because they like you as the person. And, you know, they know that, hold on, let me just read this again. Yeah, they're going to pick one of these. They're going to use the brain energy to get there. But I just want you to not lose majority of people who get sidetracked. Because that's what happens. Think of your audience. Like, they come on these websites and they're looking to buy, but then something pulls their attention. Like, oh, their kid is screaming, you know, got to go feed their baby. Then they, you know, get distracted and never come back. So cool. Awesome. My pleasure, Elizabeth. You have a really great channel. I love your niche, and I hope to see you on Wednesday at that workshop again. It would be nice to see your face. But okay, let me look here. Mike, are you still here? I want to know if Mike is still here. Because I want to do his channel next. Mike Fortin. You look very familiar. I don't know if we've met before. Okay, cool. Mike, you look familiar. I don't know if we've ever met at an event or somewhere, but you know when you see someone and you look familiar? You look very familiar to me. I wonder if we met. Okay, so let's do Mike here, share screen. I got your channel, I got your website. Okay, awesome. All right, Artemeco, ICF Construction, Custom Concrete Homes. Mike Fortin, founder, CEO of Artemeco Construction. I'm a custom home builder in Illinois. That's cool. I was born in Illinois. I wonder which part. I was born in Harvey, Illinois. Not the best neighborhood. It's by Chicago. Don't know if you've been there. But okay, in Illinois, my mission is to forever change the way homes are built. I specialize in construction. Okay, I've made videos on it. So right now, Mike. Oh, you're in the suburbs. Nice. Okay, so Mike, when I first look at this, I had to use some brain energy to think, okay, what are you doing here? I know it has to do with homes. That's extremely obvious. So good job with putting those images in your thumbnails and in the banner. But it was mainly here. I had a bit of a disconnect with Artemeco ICF Construction. I think this logo here is taking up a lot of space. And when you have elements like this, everyone, right now Mike has 1, 2, 3, 4 elements. So picture it like my attention is split in 4 places. You see how I'm going like this? When there's 4 things, it's kind of like my attention is split. And when I look at them from left to right, there wasn't an immediate connection. So I was a little bit confused. Sometimes it's better just to have one focal point on your banner. I was just working on a new banner before this. Okay, so, or maybe it was this one. Hold on. You see how my attention is just it's more centralized on the screen. Versus here we have 4 sections. I think we can have something where it's kind of like this. You have a tagline right here. You see where my mouse is? Here, let me zoom in. Okay, so tagline here. You could still include your logo, but maybe smaller towards the bottom. You could still have this house. So house could go here, tagline, and then logo. This Lego here, it's kind of, I don't know if this really fits the Lego. I get that it's construction, but when I first saw it, I was I kind of thought, okay, this is about building Lego houses. That's what goes on in people's minds. So we don't want that disconnect here. But custom concrete homes, I think we can also put a tagline, something like, I help to build custom homes. Oh, I love your mission to forever change the way homes are built. That's cool. Yeah, you could even put helping to build custom dream homes or just custom homes. I see construction. That's a good line too. You could even have this in the banner because people in your niche are going to know what that is. Awesome. If you want me to build you an ICF house, go to artemeco.com. Cool. That's cool. If you want to DIY your own, wow, that sounds kind of hard. People building their own homes. That's cool. I'm going to look at that website too in a second. But this is good. Honestly, Mike, I could see you with these types of businesses, doing YouTube organic marketing is good. I can honestly see you too, a little bit down the line, running paid ads, because these types of niches do well with paid ads because you could target people locally. My business partner specializes in this actually. You could target people locally. You can use Google ads, video ads. And so what I recommend for you is continue to post organic videos, because I was watching a video by Layla Hermosi. Don't know if you've heard of her, but she's the wife of Alex Hermosi, very popular businessman right now. And she was saying that she was helping one of their clients, and what happened is that these clients were running paid ads on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And then all of a sudden, like, the paid ads were working, and then they suddenly like stopped working. And they were like, okay, what happened? Like, why aren't these ads working? And what happened is that they noticed that the founder stopped posting normal YouTube videos. And so what happened is that people were discovering their ads still, but before people made a purchase, they would check out their YouTube channel. So everyone, the YouTube channel serves more than just like a place to get views, place to get customers directly from the videos. Your YouTube channel itself is really a place where people go, regardless of how they originally found you, to decide if they want to really work with you. Because I don't know about all of you, but before I've ever made a major investment, I've always looked at the person's social media pages. Why? To get a better sense of them, understand their work, know the type of results that they get. So, Mike, my advice for you, keep making YouTube videos, but I could really see you expanding into paid ads, because it seems like you're more local. Correct me if I'm wrong, because you put Illinois in your about section. It seems like you're more local, and it's going to be better to target people in that area. That's a good way to go about it. Okay, got it. I'm looking at your comments now. I'll get rid of Crown. I'm in the suburbs. I wanted to do a mix of viral targeted content. Yep. Where to run paid ads. So you can run them on YouTube. I think for you, YouTube or Facebook would be best for you. I like YouTube better just because there's more options for targeting. You could target specific income levels, ages, I mean, a whole bunch of stuff. We're actually helping someone now in the real estate niche in Oklahoma, and it's so much easier to target. You could even choose their marital status, if they're married or not. So I personally like YouTube just because there's more features like that. But I do know that people get good traction on Facebook as well. Instagram is good too, which you can look into. But I've just heard more people doing better with Facebook. And there's a bit of a different attention span on Instagram. But anyway, okay, coming back to this. So we talked about adjusting the banner so that it's crystal clear what you do. I think your about section is great. I think you really explain what you're doing, what the mission is, how you help. This is simple to the point. Great job there. I'm looking at your videos. Yeah, so I see here that you are doing viral targeted content. You know, it's so funny. It's funny how synchronicities work. I was just filming a YouTube video this morning, which I haven't posted yet. I'll post it within the next week. But I was talking about how viral videos, from a business standpoint, viral videos are practically pointless if they don't bring in any of the right people. It's good for getting views and subscribers, but for growing a business, having just viral content is going to bring in a bunch of subscribers who aren't an ideal customer. And when it comes to trying to sell them something, they're not going to buy. So that's my take on viral content. You can absolutely still do it, but it's good to mix in very niched specific videos that aren't going to go viral, but are very specific questions that your ideal client is typing in who would potentially be a buyer. So ask yourself, people who want a custom home built, what are they really looking for? Because they're not going to go to YouTube and type in what other countries laugh at American homes. Is it possible that this video could be recommended to someone who has an interest in getting their home built? Yeah, that can happen. You can open their mind to it in the video, but what I'm saying is still have these videos, but mix it in with very niched ones. Don't most people skip ads? Hold on, let me read it. Where where to run ads. Don't most people skip ads? Most people do skip ads, but here's the reality. People are paying to run paid ads. So why would they continue to pay money on ads if everybody is skipping? So it's not the case that everybody skips. They continue to put money into ads because it's bringing them a return. And if that wasn't the case, there would be no paid ads anywhere. It's really that simple. So that's the only reason why you keep seeing them. Whenever you see an ad, somebody paid to get that ad in front of you, and they would stop doing it altogether if it wasn't leading to any sales. Okay, so awesome stuff. So yeah, continue with the viral and the niche videos. Why concrete in the future? Like this one's good. 5 reasons to build a concrete house. This one's very niched. Hurricane-proof homes. Refuse to evacuate during hurricanes. Yeah, no, these are good topics. These are really good niched ones. What if we built fireproof houses? You know who I could see your customer being? I'm thinking of the last year. I mean, we had the hurricane in Florida. We had the fires in LA. So your services are definitely increasing in demand. So you could even make very niched videos to people in those areas. I'm not exactly sure how your business works yet. I'm going to look into your website right now, but I don't know if you only help people locally or in other parts of the country. But if you help people in other parts of the country, then you can definitely make those videos because there's a demand there and that can bring in some good clients. Fireproof, bulletproof, stormproof, and very comfortable. That's cool. You know, I was even thinking of buying a home, and I was looking into like, because I live in Southern California, and I was like, man, I don't want to move into a fireproof home. So, okay, you're doing primarily local. That's why I know paid ads are going to do. That's why I know paid ads are a good fit for you. But my biggest piece of advice for you, Mike, and this is going to sound like the most simplest advice, but it's honestly my biggest advice. I would post more. So you've been doing good the last 2 months, but before that you posted 4 months ago and 5 months ago. I don't know what your schedule is like. If you're able to, posting once a week is great, but bare minimum, I would say twice a month for posting, because it's really simple, everyone. Like this isn't rocket science. If you post more videos on the right topics and you have a call to action towards a relevant offer that people want, and when they click the link, if it works, and if there's a simple way for them to take that next step, there's no confusion, you're gonna make more money. You're gonna get more views. You're gonna get more subscribers. 1 time a week is the goal. I've been putting way too much into each video. Yeah, I know what that's like. Let's see here. I see you're doing some editing. So this comes down to time management. So I've had some of my clients get their nephew to edit their videos or find someone on Fiverr. You might want to delegate things like editing if you're not doing so already. Or you could just focus on shorter content like you did here. 2 to 5 minute videos versus 30. Honestly though, looking at this one did really well. So another 30-minute video might perform well again. But the point is it all comes down to time management and being effective, which is, we could talk for hours on that, but I'm not gonna dive into that now. But yeah, it sounds like simple advice, but I would do that, because even think of basic sales psychology. Like, think of like a time when you bought something from a commercial. I haven't watched TV in so long, so I don't even know if people do that anymore. Most people don't watch regular TV. Most people watch streaming services and YouTube. But you get the point. Like remember back in the day when you would buy something from a commercial, like you probably saw that commercial like 7 or 10 times. So with YouTube, when you post videos like every week or every other week, and you just mention your offers, like people are going to be aware of it. And when they're aware of it, when it's at their awareness, like, and they hear it many times, like basic sales psychology says that people need to hear it many times before they finally say, okay, let's do it. So I know you just registered for this event, and I didn't get the chance to watch your videos. Usually I like to do that. I like to watch videos before these sessions just so that I can give some advice on the content. But if you're not doing so already, in every single video, every single one, have bare minimum a call to action to a freebie, or in your case, call 1-800-NOW. Okay, well, I'm looking at your comments now. I think my funnel needs to be simplified. Too much info. Call 1-800-NOW. Right, it's building trust through multiple exposures. Exactly. It's really simple psychology. Shorts. I don't have too much to say about shorts. The main focus is on long form. What I want to tell everyone about shorts is shorts are a good way to get views and subscribers. And you could even do it to where you've probably all seen it before, where you can have a button on the short that leads to a relevant long form video. I mainly encourage my clients to focus on long form just because the conversions for sales is like significantly higher, because people's attention spans are higher. They likely search the video versus with shorts, people are like going through the shorts feed many times. And so it's not impossible, but much harder to get clients. So you could keep posting them, but it's not a main focus. I do want to look at your website. You said call 800-NOW. Yeah, that could be your call to action. I only give people in the real estate niche that advice, to have a call to action that says call or text me directly. Otherwise, I don't typically recommend that. Like, I would never put my phone number in my YouTube channel just because it just doesn't really fit in with my niche, my style of business. But with this style of business, yeah, just having people call or text you or book a call is really solid. And blending timeless beauty and modern building science. Design and build from specialty. I think we could be a little bit more clear here. I liked more what you had in the about section. Like, this told me more what you did. You know, like even what you put in the comments here. What if we had something like helping you build a custom home that's fireproof, bulletproof, stormproof, and very comfortable? What if we had something like that here? Because that tells me what you do, and then that tells me the benefits. Oh, if I get a custom house built by him, it's going to be fireproof, bulletproof, stormproof, and very comfortable. I don't know if tornadoes are huge in your area. I know, like in southern Indiana, they were. So I was in northern Indiana. You said you're in Illinois suburbs, so I'm sure if you're in the South, you probably get tornadoes. That's probably a big concern of your target audience is tornadoes. I could be wrong there. Look that up. I don't know if there's tornadoes in your area, but if there is, that's probably more of a concern than like hurricanes in Illinois. Okay, video here is something that we want. I was telling this to Catherine and Elizabeth. I don't know if you were there, but video increases conversions by over 70%. So having a video here of you doesn't need to be complicated, 2 to 4 minutes, explaining what problem you solve and for who, how to take that next step, is going to be valuable, because again, it's simple sales psychology. If I send this over to anyone else, like if I send this to my dad, let's say my dad calls me today and he's like, oh, my dad's in Illinois. What if he calls me today and he was like, oh, I'm looking to get a new house built and I want it to be fireproof and what else did you say? Bulletproof. And then I'm going to be like, Dad, like, I just, I know this perfect website. And so let's say I send him this link. Let's say my dad opens this. He's not going to have a clear idea. And he doesn't know you. He hasn't watched your YouTube videos. And so it's kind of like there's no like a warm greeting here. A little bit, we could just add a more personal, humanized touch with a nice video. Tornadoes are minor risk, but stray bullets area, real concern. Stray bullets area. Wow. Yeah, bullets are crazy. So I can see why people would want that. That's good. It's something people want. So luxury custom homes, design built, who knows? Okay, this is clear. Design and build. You do, yeah, you got a range here. You do both custom homes and commercial. Wow. Yeah, this could just be cleaned up. I honestly think that this information could go in a video because on a mobile cell phone, like, you're gonna need to scroll at least 3 times to get through that. That's gonna be really small on a phone. Yeah, I think this could just be cleaned up better, and then especially on a phone, they gotta scroll all the way down to click to learn more. And why are they clicking here to learn more? Like, shouldn't there be a button for them to book a call? I said Coca-Cola, that's so funny. That's how you know my brain's a little bit fried from doing these. Okay, so they click on learn more. Okay, they see your process, that's cool. Comfort, but where's the button? Like, what do I do now? Oh, wow, that's crazy. You know, like, what's the next step? As a consumer, I see the phone number here. I see, like, the phone number here, but there's no, like, call to action. Honestly, like, I've been on websites where, like, I'll call or email them, especially oopsies. Oh, what the heck? Sorry about that. Go away. My bad. Go away. Okay. I've been on websites where, like, I see the email, I see the phone number, but it's not as official as a button, you know? Like, so if there was a button here that said schedule a call, that would feel like I'm officially taking that first step. You know what I mean? Because that's really the only way for people to get in contact with you. Our services, our mission, gallery, contact us. Okay, let's see here. Oh, okay, so we got a call here. That's cool. This should be on the front page. Yeah, definitely. I agree with your last comment. Book now. Gotcha. Okay. Interesting calendar, but no, this is much better than what we had before. So yeah, and one last thing I'll give you, Mike. Again, I can always go on for hours and hours with each of these reviews, but I got to keep an eye on the time. One last thing, Mike, is like I was saying earlier, people think a funnel is this complicated thing with all these bells and whistles of upsells and pop-ups and email sequences, but it's just a simple way to guide people from your free videos to your most expensive paid offer. And so in between, we want to have landing pages to freebies. We want to have sometimes low ticket offers. For real estate niche, that's not always relevant, but for people in your niche, I always recommend at least that they have like a freebie. So what's a free resource that you could create and offer to your YouTube audience so that they can learn more and officially decide if they want to work with you? Maybe you can create a free guide. It could be a free webinar. You could do maybe a free event like how I'm doing. We got to think of your audience and what they'd benefit the most from. Honestly, like probably a year or two ago, I would still recommend free PDFs. And honestly, I still do. They're just not as effective anymore. I think people overheard, oh, download my free PDF. And quite frankly, like free PDFs, like people can find information on websites. Like, why should they download a free PDF? Versus, like, and even if they do, it's like chances of people reading them are very slim. Versus if you have a freebie, kind of like you see this freebie that I'm doing with you, like I'm giving you a free channel review and it's like we're interacting, we're talking, I'm giving you feedback. Like it's so valuable. And I want you to have something like that, like a freebie that's super valuable that people can participate in. And so think of that person who's thinking about getting a custom home built. What would really get them over the fence? And you got to think of your audience. I'm sorry if you can hear my neighbor's dog. He's like right outside. He's kind of loud. Anyway, hope you can't hear that. So distracting. But like, think of your audience. Probably a lot of them are in the workforce, working 9 to 5s. And so it's probably not relevant to do like a free event in the middle of the day, but maybe some type of pre-recorded webinar or workshop more about your process. You know what I liked? I kind of liked this here. Like maybe if we made some type of webinar about how your process would go if they said yes, if they could see like all this information. Oh, this is, if you showed in a video that's interactive, this is how others build, this is how we build, but you actually like show them visually. And it's kind of like not like a vlog style, but more like a, like a informative style where they see the process. That could be cool. And then at the end of the webinar, you're like, yeah, like if you want me to do this, like if you're serious about this, click the link below, yada, yada. In that video, you could explain all the benefits. And then my advice for freebie funnels, bare minimum, always collect their email. Kind of like for you, Mike, I wouldn't have done your channel review if you didn't fill out that free form. It's always wise to collect emails so that they can be in your email list. You could set up things like email sequences, and over time, maybe they won't buy now, but in a year from now, maybe they will. So it's good to have emails. Oh, okay, so I have some free guides and the articles we write. Beautiful. Let's offer them on YouTube. Let's mention them in your videos. Let's include some links here in your about. Again, I didn't watch your videos because you signed up during this, but let's mention them in your videos. Hey, everyone, by the way, I have a free guide. Click the link down below. Awesome. What's this? Interesting. I've never seen anyone quite do it like this. I've never seen anyone do this. If your stuff is copyright free, stock free, then this is unnecessary. Just a little side note. But totally off topic. But if you have a freebie, you can obviously put the link here and have an opt-in so that they put in their name and their email. Very simple, kind of like here. Click, and then people opt in. They put in their name, email. So before people access your freebies, we want that. And I obviously don't look at your articles, but hopefully you have that. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Click here to get your free guide. Uh-oh, we don't got it. We're not collecting emails. No bueno. No bueno. This isn't, honestly, everyone, if you forgot to do this in your free guides, like don't totally beat yourself up, because think of it like a free appetizer at a restaurant. If someone tries a free appetizer and it's like really, really good, they're gonna buy the entree no matter what. And so like maybe this did bring in clients. Cool. However, maybe someone read this and they got a ton of value, free sample at the restaurant, it's so good, but maybe just that time wasn't the right time for them to bring the entree. Maybe this person who downloaded this freebie got value, but they're not going to be ready for another, I don't know, a few months because of whatever reason. Well, if they're on your email list, guess what? You're staying at top of mind awareness. That's our mantra today, like top of mind awareness. So posting YouTube videos consistently, capturing emails, and then sending out emails, email broadcasts if you don't do that already. I could really go on and on, but Mike, I'm going to invite you to this free event that we have. Where did it go? I had the tab up, but it's gone. It's okay. You can go to arithecreator.com, scroll down to freebies, click on this free workshop. This is in exactly a week from today, Wednesday, March 12th. Mike, if you're in Central Time, this will be, what's Central Time? 11, 12. This is 1 p.m. Central Time next Wednesday. That'd be awesome if you could be there. Cool, you signed up. That's awesome. I think I remember you. Yeah, you registered for my last event, I think. But I don't remember if you were there. I totally remember seeing your name. I really don't want a copyright strike. Yeah, okay, so you don't want a copyright strike. So you're saying that's why you, I'm just looking at it. Okay, Elizabeth, see you next week. I have some free guides in the articles I write. Yeah, so I know you don't want a copyright strike. I get that. But if your stuff is copyright free, there's not going to be an issue. So I don't know where you're getting your stuff from, but like, for example, anything that you use on Pexels isn't going to get like a strike because this is copyright free. Unless your images that you used, unless like they're not copyright free, unless you got them from some website where they forbid you from using it. Well, first off, I would tell you to not use that in the first place because that's risky. But all I'm saying is that I've never quite seen anyone do it this way, where they just put a Google Doc. What you could honestly do is, you know what, we could talk about this next week, because this is actually part of the workshop. In part 2, where I talk about optimizing your funnels, I talk about, did I put it in here? I thought I typed it out. Copyright. There's a section, setting up email collections and freebies the right way that avoids copyright issues. So I want to like guide you more, Mike. So let's talk about this next week. I'm going to have slides available, and I'm going to have some templates for terms of services. And those templates are going to be more optimal to put like in places like this, like little disclaimers. That's all I'm saying, is that I've just never seen anyone do it quite this way. They usually have these types of disclaimers, which I'm going to give you next week. So it's good that you're going to that, because I want you to be well taken care of there. I just read that Creative Commons usage requires author attributions. Interesting. Author contribute. Okay, so I'm not familiar with Creative Commons, but I'm going to look into that, Mike. What you just said, I'm going to do some more research, and let's talk about it next week. In this event, there's going to be a bonus live Q&A at the end, so you can ask any questions, and I'm going to cover what you just said. But if there's anything else that's lingering, you can get off mute and we can talk about it. I like that more than just talking to you in comments here and picturing your face, which is your profile picture. But cool, awesome. I know that I hope that was helpful, Mike, by the way. I gave you a lot there. I saw that we had one other sign up, but I don't think she's here. If you are, let me know, because if you're not, I might just send you a Loom, because after doing this for an hour and a half, the brain feels a little bit fried. So I don't want to give a review to someone and when they're not present, when I'm not even like, it's kind of like this uses up so much brain calories and energy, like I was saying earlier. And afterwards, you kind of just want to lay down, take a break. So I'm kind of at that point now. I'm getting a little tired. So thank you, everyone, for tuning into this. And I think everyone who is here signed up for the free event. So I'm excited to see all of your faces. Put it in your calendar. The recording will be available, but it's going to be much better if you're there live so that we can actually talk, go back and forth. So yeah, I hope to see many of you there. And until then, have a great rest of your week, everyone. Bye.